So I'm going to be doing the 20 minutes of something I enjoy. So I want to code something that will help me manage my classes and everything. So I want to do a basic selector where I can select which teacher, and whenever I select it, it'll bring me to the link of their Google Meet. So I'm going to import a module known as URL lib. So import URL lib. I'm going to go close the door because my little brother's crying. Woo. Okay, sorry for that. Okay, so I want to import URL lib. URL lib is used, it's just basically a library for URL purposes. Okay, so I'm going to make a new class, and I'm going to call this URLs. Nothing special, just a normal class. Classes are used to contain data as an instance of a class. So I'm going to go open up Google Classroom and copy the meeting links for all the classes. So I have Miss Gonzalez, which is you. So just right click right here and press save. So then we can just do first one, and this we can just do Gonzal is equal to, oh, it should be a string. Probably should be a string. There we go. So we have Gonzal. Now we have Perry 1. Because I have two Perrys because I have two teachers named Perry. So I'm just going to copy that for my third period. So it's equal to this. Then we're going to be doing, so that was, now we have fourth period is Miss Millen. So I'm going to copy this. Go back here. I'm going to say Melon equal to this. So Mr. Moore, my math teacher, copy that. And then I'm just going to say Moore is equal to this. Then we're going to be doing my last teacher, my science teacher. Let's copy the link. And let's put Perry 2 is equal to this. So now I'm going to be taking an input. Input. What teacher do you want to select? So I'm going to make a little menu. Like, so if I press 1, it's going to go to Gonzal. If I press 2, it's going to go that. Something like that. Okay? So we are just going to do, so I'm going to do print, so we're basically printing something. Okay, so 1, so I'm just going to make this, so 1 is Miss Gonzalez. Then we do something called /n, which basically means another line. Then we have a Mr. Perry is 2 /n. /n. Then we're going to be, there we go. It's going to be 2. Then we do Miss Melon is 3. Do the same thing. Then we have Mr. Moore is 4. Same thing. Then Mrs. Perry is 5. So now if I run this, here we go. So I just do this, open up a PowerShell window, PY. Oh, I haven't saved this, so I just had to press Control S, so now it's saved. So now if I run this again, there, you see? Oh, there's like a little space for Mr. Morse. Let me fix that. Okay, so I can just run this again. And 1 is Miss Gonzalez. I kind of like mixed it up a little, so I'm just gonna retype this. I'm just gonna copy this. Okay, so I'm just gonna say Miss Gonzalez is 1. And then same thing. So now we have to make if statement. So if 1, do that. Oh, but also I never assigned a variable, and I should like do this because it looks better. So I'm just gonna put so I'll just put that is equal to teachers. Okay. So I wanna so now if teachers is equal 1. Will it be just 1? What will I do? You know what? I'm gonna make it an int or integer short. I'm gonna make this an integer, so I'll take an integer. So int. So there we go. So if if teachers is equal to 1, we'll say here we go. So Python 2 example, Python 3 example. So I'm just gonna look at this little what do you call it? I'm just looking at this little form. Here we go. So I'm just looking at it right now. So to open links. Okay, here we go. Okay, so it turns out I have to open up a new variable, so that was like a long pause, sorry. So, I'm gonna import this. Just copy this and so from url.import url.open. So then we could just do with url.open. Then we can summon the variables from the class URL. So urls dot Gonzal. Then we can put as meeting -1 as meeting 1 there. So now if we run this, so I'm just gonna press Control S so it saves. Okay, so py file 19. a second, I'm just looking at... Oh, I think I did it wrong. URL... I thought you could open a URL. So here I go. URL is equal to URL.open. How to open web browser URL from Python script. I'm just gonna watch this quick video.
Hi. In this tutorial, I'm going to show
I'm gonna
you
pause the video for a second.
how you
So it turns out I have to use another module than URLlib. So I'm just gonna import web browser. So we're not gonna be using this anymore. So I'm gonna import this as WB so I don't have to type out web browser. So WB dot open, and I'm gonna be doing the URLs dot Gonzal. And then I'm going to be doing a new is equal to new. Okay, so now we've done that. I'm just going to run this. New is not defined. So I'm just going to do this because I'm not sure that the person in the video is smart enough to not do that. Oh, it did work. It actually did work. It worked on my other monitor, which is a step in the right direction. So now it does work. So now we can just copy paste this code. But that's not interesting enough to get me to 20 minutes. So I'm going to have to type out the whole thing the same way. So if WB, and then, so then we can just do print URL has been opened. Okay, so now we can do the same thing for the rest of the teachers. We have 5 teachers. So if teachers, which is the variable for the input, is equal to 2, which is what I assigned to Mr. Perry, we want to do the same thing. WB.open, and then we can just make quotation marks or parentheses, and we can do URLs dot Perry 1. Okay, then we can just print URL has been opened. So we can just let's do the same thing. So let's do the same thing for Miss Mellon. So if teachers is equal to 3, WB.open. Oh, I put web.open. It's supposed to be WB. There we go. WB.open. Then we're going to be doing URLs dot melon. And then we're going to be printing out URL though I think I want to automate the URL has opened part, so I'm just going to copy this. I'm going to make a new, I'm just going to put opened is equal to the string. So now if I just type in opened, this is technically the same meaning as this, but just shortened into a variable. So this is going to make it easier to type in. So let's do the same thing for now for Mr. Moore. So if teachers is equal to 4. If you're wondering why I'm doing equal, it's because it means if it really is equal. Because if I put an exclamation mark here, it means if not equal. So it's just making sure that you're just not doing any mistakes when you're doing this. So it has to be equal. There. It's equal to 4. Then we're going to wb.open URLs, not user warning, URLs dot. Now we're going to do more, which is my math teacher, and then we can just print opened. Now we have the last one, Mr. Perry. So if teachers is equal to 5, wd.open, and then we can do urls dot peer 2, because I didn't put Perry, so it's pair 2, I guess. Then we can just do print opened. So now we have it all for each teacher. Okay, so what is something else I want to do? So I want to make an error message. So I'm going to make something called if teachers is not equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 or 5. I'm not sure that will work actually. So I'm just gonna say if actually I think that will work. So if teacher is not equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pass. So we're basically saying if it is, if this is true, just pass it. Don't worry about it. Just don't do anything. If you do want to make an error message, you can just do print error exclamation mark. You put in the wrong number. Please look up. Or something like that. So this is just a basic script for this. Pretty basic. It's pretty better than anyone else in my class could do. And to be honest, I have no idea why I did this. I just wanted to automate my tasks so I can be even more lazier. So, what else can I do to make this better? Well, there is one thing I could do to make this better. So, I can make a confirmation message. So I'm going to import another module called requests. Okay, so I'm just going to make a little section or whatever. I'm just going to name this checking if Meet server is online. It's not checking if the Meet is on. It's gonna check if the Google servers are working. Okay, if you didn't know why it says 404, if a HTML response or whatever, if a response from your computer is equal to 200 from the web, that means your request went through. You can access the website. But if your response is equal to 404, that means something went wrong. This is an invalid URL, or there's something going on to the service or your internet. Okay, so we're going to be doing, so I'm just going to get the normal Meet link. So meet.google.com. Just the basic Meet link. There we go. Oh, that won't work. I have to make you know, there's like a little GUI whenever you're here landing. Here we go. So it should be this. So I have it here. So I'm just gonna press P, or I'll just make an X is equal to. I'll just make this a string actually. And I'll just minus that. Meet.google.com. Though actually I don't need to do this. I can just do it straight. So requests.get. I can just paste in the URL. Okay? So if x.status is equal to 200, print Google Meet servers is online. And instead of doing, well, we could do a else statement, which means if anything else other than that is not that, so anything else other than this, so if anything returns back that isn't what this is, do this. But that really isn't that effective. I prefer to just do if x.status is not equal to 200, print Google services, Google Meet services might not work. So that's just a basic check if the server is online or not. So I'm just gonna make a little pattern like this to symbolize it's the end of this place. Okay, so I'm just gonna save this by using Control S, opening up the PowerShell. I'm just gonna clear this because it looks kind of bad, and run it. And look at this. It doesn't work. Turns out you can't do that, so I'm just gonna do that. I didn't know that you couldn't do that. It was just the programmers. We check every solution. So if this doesn't work, we change something small. If this doesn't work, we do the same thing over again. Okay, so I'm just I'm gonna close all the tabs that I have. So I closed all my tabs. So now I'm gonna put in, let's say number 1, which is you, the person who gave me this homework. And I press 1, okay. Turns out it doesn't have status. I thought it did. It might be another module.
You're not over 20-minute limit, are you?
I am over the 20-minute limit, but it's okay.
Have them?
Yeah.
Just go to sleep now.
Wait a second, I have to do this. Okay, so we can just do this later, because I'm not sure it's really necessary, and it's keeping all the other script for not working, so I'll look into it later, and I'll make an update on how to fix it. So I'm just going to go back to the file, open up another PowerShell window, because I accidentally opened it, closed it, so I'm going to do py, main.py. So let's do 1, and there we go. Here you cannot, well, technically because the school isn't right now, but it did open it. So if I do the same thing, so if I run it again, py, my main dot, and let's say I want to open up Mr. Moore's meeting. I press this, it makes a new meeting. So that concludes my 20 minutes of something I enjoy. I really enjoyed this. It was a learning curve for me and my brain. So thank you for watching this. If you like, Python's a really good coding language, so please submit to please submit to the district that we may want to make a coding class, an actual coding class. So if you enjoyed this video, please do that. Okay, bye.